And the way that Smilebox is approaching it is like any form of content, making it drag and drop easy into a design template that can really help you put together the story that you want to tell.
And those are quick ones. But Jerry, with the movie software, when you think video, you do think about these larger files, and it does tend to make you think about potentially wanting to keep it on the desktop, so there's a little more processing power to do those around. And I know with Smilebox you do a lot with images as well. Can you just tell us a little bit about how movie is making it easier, and just in general, how have video editing programs changed to accommodate moms who don't want to spend hours tweaking videos?
Well, certainly with traditional video editing tools, they're oriented towards fairly sophisticated users, and they're very, very tedious to use because you have to make every single editing decision yourself. And quite apart from just choosing which effects and transitions to use between every single shot, even just selecting what material to use is very tedious. If you have, say, an hour of raw video, and you want to distill that into something watchable, say 5 minutes long, 3 minutes long, it takes a long time to choose exactly which bits of the raw video footage you're going to use. Now, at Movie, we tackled this problem starting around 10 years ago. In a research lab, we were working on video summarization. And so we've come up with some very clever technologies to take a large amount of video and select the best parts of it and stitch that all into a very, very coherent, interesting production. And a couple of the founders of the company are musicians, and one of the things we realized is that to make a very compelling production, you can use a music track and edit in time with the music. So that's really our specialty, is to make a music-driven production, typically the duration of one pop song. Now, over the years, the video summarization problem has gradually diminished because, as Susan mentioned, people are shooting fewer of these 1 hour monster video files. I like to think of them as, you record it once and you watch it never. So there's probably a market for a write once, read never memory devices to cater to that market. But anyway, getting back on track. So you have more and more of these short video clips, but even those need to be edited into something interesting. A 30-second single shot of video can get a little bit tedious. It's really nice to edit that. And also mix that with pictures. And so over the years, we've added more and more photo capability to our software, and we find people using, some people are using 90% video as input, other people are using no video at all and using 100% pictures.
So when we're looking...
Can I just add a comment?
Sure.
Sorry, I was just going to add a comment to what Jerry's saying, that I think it's really important, too, that we don't think of the market as homogeneous. So, he is right. There are moms who are willing to spend more time, and it depends what your objective is. If it's something that you want to burn to a DVD and keep as a memory. So, we think of our creator moms who are willing to invest the time. They'll spend 30 minutes and they will explore all the features. They'll put their personal music, they'll use video. But there's also a group of simple senders, and they just want to share as quickly as possible with no fuss. And they tend to be less likely to use video and prefer super simple methods and designs for sharing. And then there's the young socializer, which is the under 30 set, who are heavy Facebook users. And they, the challenge there is you're uploading these huge video files.
Right.
And these moms are not going to upload their videos of their children to YouTube. They want a private way of sharing. So, Smilebox enables you to just share. It just takes, I'm not the technical person, but it just takes the bare minimum and sizes it for you. All you know is you've said share to Facebook, and the videos can play right in your Facebook page. So that's an outlet that moms didn't have. So depending on the need, you may want to spend more time.
So Jerry, how has that changed? How have Facebook and other social media outlets changed the way that video editing is seen and approached? And how do you accommodate those people who want to do that kind of sharing?
Right. Well, with the advent of these social media sites, people want to get stuff up onto the web much more quickly than in the past. So instead of putting something up, 6 months after you did your trip to Europe, you want to have it up there the day you get back. That's been wonderful for us because our tools make that especially easy. Movie Reveal, our flagship product, makes it incredibly easy to get stuff up online. In fact, some people at CES are using it to take video and pictures during the show and upload stuff to YouTube right at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. We've even had people doing that for weddings. They shoot pictures and video during the wedding ceremony, and then in the evening during the wedding reception, they have a video summary. Mm-hmm.
Is that changing any of your business models for any of the other companies up here? I mean, in terms of how you look at your customer base, what they're doing is changing, and how does that affect how you're actually developing the products that you put out there for consumers?
Absolutely, for us it does. I mean, because we're a digital frame, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're used to having people. All right. So what we were starting out with is what's the content that's going to be displayed on the frames, and that content is people's photos. And so it started out as simply being photos. But now with things like Facebook and with the work that these people up here are doing, moms, so Judy is making it more in photo, and she's adding creativity to it. So what that means is we have to make sure that we have creativity built into our devices. So we have to be able to accommodate all the work that these people are doing, music, video, to take care of the customer that's out there, mom out there, and even the grandmother who wants to see those photos. And now that there's more creativity, she wants to see it in that fashion. So yes, it's changing a lot the way we look at our products and our customers.
And with more displays in the house that are wanting to be populated with videos and photos, and do you find that this just creates a whole new opportunity for you to create services for these people who want to have their digital experiences all around them, whether it's TV? I mean, we've seen lots of widgets and apps for the televisions, mm-hmm. and Android has their whole platform that's coming out in bigger displays. So it seems as though there's so many content platforms to choose from. How are you addressing those issues?
Well, there's a couple of things that I think that we're doing to address the issue. I mean, obviously, it's changing. I mean, that's not a surprise here that it's going from what used to be a bag of photos is how they were shared, right? So, I mean, you got a bag of photos from the drugstore, and that's how they were shared. And now it's moving into all this creative view. I mean, photos, images, and all that creativity that's out there is what's having to take place. And it's changed a lot. So we're having to accommodate all of that. And when we do that, we have to make sure that it's a frame. And what all does it have? Maybe it has browser capability to it. Maybe it has more internet access availability to it. And so we're building those pieces into our frame. Yeah, there has to be flexibility, absolutely.
Yes. So I just want you to all go down one at a time and just sort of talk about how you see your slice of memory keeping changing over the next couple of years. What technologies, products, consumer behaviors, what are you looking at right now and saying, okay, I'm going to need to address these down the line, and how do you see that changing what you're doing? So Jeff, maybe you could start.
Sure. Well, I guess I'll start with sort of the philosophy that we work within in thinking about the busy mom. Our view is that the best user experience is not the one that allows you to do the most. It's the one that requires you to do the least. And that's really at the heart of trying to automate these things, trying to save these busy moms time, trying to make things as convenient as possible. And as we think about the things that are happening in the industry, the things that are changing that we've been talking about here for the last couple of minutes, it's led us to some insights that some of which we've been able to do something about in the short term, and some of which are going to be longer term for us. One of them is giving that mom the ability to choose what she wants to share right there in the moment, whether it's a camera that has a share button on it or other things that we're doing, so that you can decide, I know I'm not going to spend the 5 minutes or the 20 minutes later to